first video in a long time. Been a long time. I got a lot going on. I'm sorry. I have too many irons in the fire. I still consider myself a newlywed, even though we just had our 2-year anniversary. We bought a new house and we have a baby. He just turned 5 months old. So I'm really strapped for time. So YouTube videos kind of take a hit. So more are coming. They're just, that's why there hasn't been any for a while. So one of the big things that's happened over this year is I started selling Dreamcast and Saturn cases. They are out of China, and honestly, they're really nice. I'm really impressed with the quality of them. I believe these are the exact same ones that you could have already gotten, but I don't think it's the same maker. The box is different, and like this guy actually has color matching control. Yeah, you can't see it. Controller port panels, all that kind of stuff. So there's some differences. So I don't know if it's the same molds or anything like that. I haven't looked that deep into it, but I'm getting ready to ship some of these, and you'll see in the video I've got a jewel for it that I'm kind of okay with, but that's why I do this video and get it out there. And I'll show that, and I'll show how I've tried to install it, and show off the various colors that I have. And I was going to do turntable video at the end of some of that stuff, but I think I'm going to get this video out right away so that these customers can see that jewel and see if they want to buy it, see if they want to wait for something else, see how I try to install it, all that kind of stuff. I do have a Saturn shell prototype, and it is the smoke one, and it is complete, but this is not exactly. Actually, I think this one is going to have the buttons that the first batch of the clear case is going to have, is these black flap and buttons. But there is a real window there, which was not in some of the pictures that I've gotten from the maker. So I kind of want to do a separate video on that stuff as well. And I'm not sure about that panel. It wasn't with this one. The button is, though, the power button. That's right there. Again, really impressed with the quality. It feels really good. It looks really good. I like everything about it. As of right now, I still have a few crystal clear ones to sell, and we are doing pre-orders for purple, red, and blue. I think I still have option for purple, but that's ending very soon. The maker's really only doing like a small run of a color and then switching to a different color, which I didn't know that at first. I just thought we could start the color and just continue. But as far as the DC cases, apparently he has just a huge inventory of these too. So as I sell more of them and get the whole process going more, I will probably just keep ordering more and more and more extras. That way I've got a bunch on hand. And plus I'll have a better idea of what's popular. And we're talking, sorry, I've had a head cold last few days. We're also talking about, what if I like, the colored buttons instead of the color matching buttons, or like on the Dreamcast, the control panel. There's talk of doing like an a la carte thing where you can order a certain color of different parts of the shell. That's all far into the future. Like, I tried to do that with GBA Consolizer, and it quickly deteriorated into nobody even knew how to help me do it. I want to say Consoles for You in Switzerland or Sweden, I can't remember which one they were in. They have a sale page up that is very similar to what I wanted to do, and I talked to him about it. He's like, yeah, I'll set you up, but you have to use this software instead of WooCommerce, which is what I'm on now. So it's still a possibility. I'm sure there's a way to integrate both and have it all work out, but you can just select a certain color and it'll change like just this button, you know, just the open button or just the lid on the shell will change to a different color, and you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. That'd be awesome. I just don't know if it's ever going to happen. So anyway, I'm going to get to the Dreamcast cases, look at some of those, and mess around with the Jewel. So this is the box you'll get in the mail if you ordered a Dreamcast replacement case. And they all say the same thing, and I wish I could get the guy to put a sticker somewhere that said exactly what color it is. Obviously this is a crystal one. Not much in the way of what I call packing material, but shock absorption. So when I do ship these, I'm probably going to have to add some. I think I ordered a lot of extra crystal DCs even on the first batch, so I'll probably mod this one up with DC Digital, and I acquired some GDemu clones. Maybe even as soon as today I'll have the Jewel from Rocker Gaming. It's completely clear. It looks a lot like the tops we had for GBA Consolizer, where it was plexi cut and then lasered. I don't know why I didn't think about doing that, but that's perfect. And it shouldn't be too hard to dye them. I remember I had a piece. Oh, I don't know what. I think I actually did sell it to somebody, but I had one of those pieces, and when I went to clean it, my rag somehow had dry erase marker, like red dry erase marker on it, and I sprayed it down with alcohol, and then when I cleaned it, the red somehow bled into where it had lasered etched it, and it gave it a really cool, not red but kind of pinkish color. I thought that was interesting. So hopefully we'll have that really soon. So a lot of people were asking, oh, why don't you get the DC Digital hole put into the mold, that way we don't have to cut it. And I did ask, and it's not possible. You know, I think a lot of these holes are like a separate part of the actual mold that move in and out, possibly. Like the mold is probably like this, and then these holes have something that moves in to create that void during the injection. Well, it's pretty cool it comes so well and fully assembled. There are no screws, and there's no Jewel sold with it originally. And I want to say the Saturn cases that are coming are going to have black buttons, but he already had the Dreamcast stuff sorted out quite a while ago. It does have feet on it. It does have controller port panel. So I was initially thinking that all of these were going to have gray ones, but I'm not sure which ones do or don't. It's good to finally have these here so I can start getting better pictures and doing videos, do installations. Oh yeah, the modem cover also part of the package. But I don't know if you would really want to put the modem in there and put it on there. I don't think it does anything. I'm not a Dreamcast guru, but I don't know why you would want to put the original electronics of the modem in there, because I think it's mostly just on the inside. It's just a big RF shield. Not pretty. Although, you know, if it looks cool on this side, maybe something I'll have to dig into. One thing I was interested in was that bit. if I'm seeing that right, that's just possibly double-sided tape on that piece. I'm curious about just replacing this because it's opaque white. If you take it off, you know, it's just clear underneath, so don't know really why it's there. I want to say this part lights up, but that part doesn't. I think it's just, that's what's there originally, so that's what they went with. I want to say these molds are really close, 1-to-1 of the original. But they can get away with that in China. Yeah, they feel really good. So that's as far as I want to go with just an unboxing. I'll probably open up a few more, if only to get pictures, because it's something I've always lacked, is good pictures of these. I have one without the lid or something, and you know, nobody wants to see that. I also have some prints to try to match up from LaserBear. I noticed that piece too. Yeah, it's some kind of felt already in place. Kind of a protect your disc kind of thing. It'd be nice if that was kind of not in place. It doesn't need to be there if we're doing GDMI or GDemu and all the other ODEs. Yeah, I like it. It's got like a texture, so they call it crystal white. It's not totally clear, but I mean you can see through it. So it is semi-transparent. Alright, so I've got all of the samples from LaserBear laid out here that I have so far, and I believe that's an original controller port panel. So, bit of difference there. Be nice if Greg can match that. However, I've opened up all of the other boxes, so I have all the other colors sitting here. There's crystal purple, crystal blue. So what I wanted to say was they all have matching controller ports color-wise, even opaque black, except the, let's see, I have three orders for some of the weird variations. I call this one the Umbrella Gold Label. I'm going to say there's, I don't know, 5 or 6 variations on these weird ones. But what I'm starting to notice is both of these pieces are insets. So that's a different, you know, that's not just plain white. That looks like it's almost like got a silver back to it or something. So I kind of want to dig in and see what that's about. But also that triangle there is an inset of clear plastic. But on these, the whole bottom and controller port are this darker gray. And they do look cool. They look really nice. You know, it's a very cool contrast. But also, once again, it doesn't match that. So I don't know. I definitely don't have, I mean, these three I do not have one for myself. I didn't order extras of these, at least not yet. And that is really, really nice. I mean, that's I'm gonna have to get some close-up pictures of that. Whoever made that inset right there, that's jewelry level. It is gorgeous. See how that red and white's like shiny. I don't know if it's paint or some kind of inlay. I mean, it's gorgeous. But all of these that have this stuff on them, I don't really care for it. It's not really my thing. You know, and I probably won't sell a bunch, but whatever, it's there. I mean, if it, you know, it came down to it, I mean, that's silk screened on. You could just buy a clear sticker. But, yeah. I'm worried that the people that ordered these thought they were going to get clear red bottoms. Because I could not get the maker to get me better pictures. So this is the only other one that I had. Yeah, that's gorgeous. I really, really like that jewel. I can tell this piece, it's almost like it's clear and it has like a silver back on it or something. So, but again, it's got the gray action. That's kind of a cool photo right there, isn't it? So, anyway, the point of getting all these out looks like I'm going to have to ask Greg for just a regular clear. And I don't even really have a red from him. And I want to say clear and red, or the more popular ones. The pink one I had him make special because I have one of those original Dreamcast that was kind of a skeleton pink. I don't remember what variation that was. Let me make some room here. I guess let's chime in one last time and say that the modem cover is also that solid darker gray. I'm almost interested to see a top and lid in this gray. I don't think they exist. It's definitely different. Here's the, no, I guess this is not the one I was thinking of. This is one of the installs I started doing for DCdigital and GDemu clone, and this dates it. This still has a DreamPSU in it. That's how old this is. I haven't sold a DreamPSU in months, and there was a lot of controversy over it. You know, the guy that designed this apparently just copied the circuit out of an app note, so it's not the greatest, but the worst one is the Saturn PSU he designed. It's just total crap, and I have 100 of those, almost fully assembled. I don't have this connector and that connector put onto it yet, but all the circuitry's there, the boards are made, and I can't sell them because they're crap. But the DreamPSU was okay as long as the actual 12-volt DC you put into it was a good power supply. So this thing hasn't been touched in a while. I don't even have the fan put in yet, and I believe this case was just one that I got off eBay. Very well likely the same mold. I can't say for sure. If it's the same maker, I don't even know that. But this was one of the main reasons why I wanted a pink print from Greg. And I believe that is close enough. It's a little bit lighter. Let's see, the other one here is like a, what do you call that? Violet. Honestly, that don't look too bad either. They really don't. But I kept thinking, well, this is the one that had the controller port that was gray, you know, and gray buttons, which is why I don't know. Oh yeah, there's the modem part too that I actually did swap it over and I put the electronics in. So there's their giant RF shielding that just hides everything on both sides. So really, is there any reason to install that? I'm not sure. So that's why I wanted Greg to print that. It's kind of close. Yeah. Is that face not the bottom? Because that doesn't
look or feel like what I would normally expect. See, that's definitely the textured bottom right there. If you can see the difference, it's plain as day. Maybe this one, let's say printed this side up, but that's not possible. I don't know. It's just a different bed, or it just didn't push down, because it kind of feels a little bit of texture, but you can tell something's off from what I normally would see from these prints. But this was a sample I had him hurry up and do. So I wouldn't mind having a gray that matched that, especially since I know that's a fairly close match to the original. I don't know, just a little bit lighter gray, Greg, please, if you can. So the pink, I'm okay with that. That's, yeah, what's that? I don't think that's on any of what I have. Oh, and then the felt's not right there either on this one. So that's why I'm thinking this is, you know, somebody completely different did this case. And I scored a couple of them off eBay. Let's see if I can find the other one. So yeah, that's the original Dreamcast. It looks like it's broken, like the lid's broken. Might be. Too much going on here all of a sudden. So this is one I scored off eBay. Here we go. Very gross. Been around a while. I don't think the hinge is broken. It's not modified or anything. I almost would have expected to see a serial number and sticker and everything. Maybe it's not an original. I don't know. But anyway, I started buying some of these on eBay, including this one. Here's a clear one I got a hold of with gray buttons. Gray up here. The felt are in place though, and then that felt is in place too though. I don't think that felt piece is necessary. It looks kind of crummy. That's kind of interesting though. This is not clear, neither is that piece. Oh, I bet that's because they're original pieces. I bet they didn't even remake those, which I am quite certain. Yeah, the new ones, they are at least clear plastic. They may not be formed in the same color, but those look like original pieces and are kind of aging and yellowing. So that they really pull these pieces off of a donor Dreamcast. You know, and they came with jewels, and that one's already peeling. I don't know why. I really haven't touched these. I barely even have them out of the box. So there's like, I don't know what you want to call that, kind of a transparent blue, kind of a, is turquoise the right color? I'm really bad with color names too. Another one that somebody had put together and had it around a while. I mean, it's so dirty you can almost pass it off as some kind of original variation. Maybe it is, because I mean the dirt's down in here, which you wouldn't expect to see it so dirty. I don't know. Regardless, back to the actual products. Let's see what the blue looks like. Let's see, Greg sent me a transparent blue. I'd say it's close enough. But the solid blue also works. I don't know if there's any difference in cost. And let's see, there was another. I forget what they call that one. I'm thinking of this one. So the two blues, there's this is not from the recent batch, Greg. This is just a blue one that you sent, I think. About a month ago, I think. Honestly, the transparent doesn't do anything for this. You know, this is just an SD card extender situation. So, you know, your GDemu is sitting down there underneath all this. You can still access it through the hole, but this just makes it look nicer. I want to say some people thought maybe it would help with airflow. I think we might be getting to the point where heat is not really an issue with these anymore. Okay, so yeah, what I want to show you is these pieces are new, are not yellowed, and are not donors, but they're also not this color. I guess I'm getting a weird effect from the two layers, the lid and the base. It didn't look like it was the same color as this, but we're good. So yeah, what I'm saying is I don't think there's any reason to go with the transparent blue if the normal blue prints easier or is cheaper. I don't see any value add. That's a really tight fit. I don't know if that's a good thing. I would think that's supposed to go up and down a little easier. Greg might want to look into that. I believe it's a reset button or something on the GDemu? It's not labeled, but yeah. Little tactile switch right there. That's all that's for, is to push that, but obviously it needs to move freely. That cylinder needs to move freely. Let's see. So blue, transparent blue. See, it moves freely in that one. So it must be that print. Feels basically okay. Who knows? So, yeah, here's another set of color options. It's like they can do, you know, the main print and the button and, you know, whatever combination you want. So, you know, we can start doing like, okay, these buttons are the controller panel, and, you know, the whole base is different than the lid and the side, and it's endless. And I never found anybody, at least not with my current WooCommerce setup, that could program in a way to, you know, you could pick a different color for this, pick a different color for this, pick a different color for this, pick a different color for that, and it would change the picture. That would be amazing. And I know it would be a ton of work, but it would be truly, truly awesome. And then that would be like one of my big hurdles to wanting to even offer these, you know, crazy color combinations. But we're definitely thinking about, just like with GBA Consolizer, having a couple that are definitely, you know, amazing and people would actually want them, and having them available, you know, like orange and black and vice versa. You know, that's always a killer combination. And I don't think I have any orange cases. I don't think orange was even an option this batch. Maybe in the future. The maker of these cases keeps showing us more and more possibilities. Like I believe extreme green is coming up too. So here was a popular one that I think he actually sold out of, an opaque black. There is a crystal black as well, but either they didn't make a lot of them or they were just very popular. And then obviously the black print, black button. Well, that does not fit in there at all. Let's see, this is the one that came out of it probably. Nope. I wonder if that's a known issue for Greg's prints. As I look at it, it looks like this edge, about halfway down, there's a lip. The button itself seems fairly smooth until you get to the seam. I don't think it's the button that's holding it up. Sorry about the noise. The camera picks up the tiniest noise. And I know that's loud. If I mess with the settings, and all of a sudden my voice doesn't come through as well. So anyway, black. Not a perfect match, but you know, it's black. Very nice. And it's 100% black. Oh, even the this piece. And that's not. That's still a clear. Of course, that's where your LED shines through. Your LED light pipe, so to speak. And crystal black. Again, everything is crystal black except for light pipe. Ooh, look at that. I wonder if that's a mistake. There's no inset there at all. I have to look and see if I have other crystal blacks. Oh my. So there's a crystal black, I believe. Yeah, that's got a black inset. And this one is missing it. It's the same one. I think I ordered extra blacks. I might have to ship all these just to get down to clarity of what I still have that's extra. So you would obviously still just go with solid black. Looks pretty good. But having that black piece there makes me want, you know, other solid black pieces too. I don't think a translucent or a transparent black filament's gonna make it better, so to speak. purple. Sucks, I'll have to go back through and quality check a bunch of this stuff. Let's see, I've got this purple, which I can already tell I'm not really loving that combo. Yeah, you know what, that looks pretty good. I don't hate it. Wish it was a better match, but I don't hate it. Yeah, never really thought about that. It's not something you can, you know, not gonna be too disappointed in that. Oh, you know what? Also, I'm seeing that the jewel that I'm getting made is clear, I believe. You know, and the part that it's sitting into is fairly clear, so you're seeing down into the SD card. I mean, not that it really matters at all, just something I noticed. Maybe it matters to the right person. So yeah, I wouldn't mind a purple that matched that better. I mean, in my opinion, I might just go with black on that too. Because you got to think, you know, the original disk drive is black, right? So if you're going for a kind of OEM look, black makes sense. That matches the felt. Let's see, I think is that all of them? I mean, this is mostly about trying to just look over Greg's prints. I think that was, whatever that was called, Midnight Blue or something like that. Again, they weren't labeled. Another constant problem I have to deal with is guessing what they are. Oh, there's a white one here. The white would look cool with different... Still doesn't match the original panel, but could do a different color button in there. So that one just slides effortlessly. Zillion combinations. And that one sticks a little. You know, white's a good contrast for almost anything. I can tell you, do not like that color. I just don't. Got baby blue. Let's see. Just one last variation that I have from this batch order, and it's a crystal black. This is cool. I want to say this is cool as an original. Maybe even started it with the Saturn. Maybe Dreamcast didn't have. Okay, so this has got solid black buttons on it and a red jewel here. But the control panel and modem are crystal black. It's an odd choice. But you know, I don't know. Maybe the OEM, I think they were called skeleton variations of Saturn and Dreamcast had solid black buttons or something, and then the red. I'm really not up to speed on that, but anyway, I think that's all I was really looking to do. I was just mostly just trying to give Greg some idea of what was going on with the Dreamcast SD card extension samples that he sent. So I'm still looking for a better match for the gray, even though that's not terrible. And we said blue, the transparent made zero difference. The pink was pretty good, but I don't think it's I'm not sure if it quite work on the crystal red. So I'm still looking for a red from Greg. Meh. A little bit too much of a contrast there. Still. Big time contrast. Yeah. So, probably just stick with black. Problem is you can, I guess it's not a problem, but you can definitely see the black through the lid. But yeah. Super happy with the quality. Looks like I need to do a little more quality control. I'm missing jewel on that one. And Greg needs to do a little quality control on his reset button here. I think once you pushed it down, it might lock into place and keep that button pushed, and then the GDemu probably will not function properly. So I'm guessing most people are just gonna go black for that. That's fine. None of these other ones. Yeah, the blue was okay. The solid blue, the crystal blue. I think that's all I really have. I guess if you wanted to match that, it's fairly close. Kind of reaching here. Yeah, I don't know. That just looks too, yeah, especially through here, it doesn't look similar enough. No. Oh well. So we'll get started on shipping these. And we'll see what's left over and start doing some complete installations. DC Digital, GDemu, and SD card, fan. You know, go through and do all the controller port issues with the resettable fuse, battery holder, stuff like that. Maybe play with some lighting. I want to say there was some maybe controller port mods that lit that up. But now that everything is translucent, I mean, hell, all you gotta do is throw some white LEDs inside there and light up the whole thing. So that's something we might be able to install on some of these, just probably very moderately, because I like doing that kind of thing, but it gets to a point where it's too much. So maybe if we set them on the bottom and just shine them up, maybe from the sides, that might be about all we wanted to do. We'll see. Just for comparison, this is the box that the eBay ones came in. It had a little bit better shock absorbing wrap around it, I guess. But what I like most about it is clear window right there, so you just look at it and see what color it is. So this is folded over, so maybe a little bit more rigidity to it also. But I have no control over what box the maker uses to ship to us. I guess the one thing I can say about it is I would rather not pay extra for a slightly better box know, I mean, a sticker will do what that does. If that costs more, don't need it. A sticker will do fine. It's a little prettier, I guess, but meh. But if I knew for a fact it was a little bit more rigid, I might pay a little extra for that. Although, even this one, I think I would still, you know, double box this and wrap this in bubble wrap as well. So, maybe it was a better idea just to go for a cheap box. And I spent the last couple hours trying to find proper shipping boxes, and I found this one. Yeah, it was from Greg at LaserBear. Obviously, it was just some other box they turned inside out, but this thing fit inside out perfectly. A little bit tall, but I thought, you know, that would be ideal if I could get a box. This is 8x8 by like 3 1/4. So I bought some 9x9 by 4 boxes, and let's see, I don't have a piece in front of me, but I had this kind of a foam wrap, and it looks, you know, if this is 8 inches, 16 inches, and then another 6 inches, you know, like maybe 24 inches, and I think they're like serrated every foot. So if I could just put 2 slices on that, throw it down in by the 9x9, and that would be enough packing material, and that would be nice and quick, and it would still be good and protected. So, ugh. Another thing I couldn't do until I had the frickin' box in front of me. Also today, Rocker Gaming sent the prototypes of the Jewel. Let's see. So there's the lasered plexi, and I believe this is double-sided tape. I'll grab this one because it's handy. I don't yet have a cost on these. Where'd that come from? Ooh, man, I'll tell you what. Without the tape, that is almost perfectly flush. So, let me do this to one of the ones I was going to keep. Okay, so this is the one that was missing that part, and the maker says he's going to send me extras. Rocker Gaming says super glue made. Super glue made the plexi look foggy. Okay, so this has a backing on it also, and I do have some suggestions for this already based on my experience with the consolizer. I'm going to try to not get, damn, right the wrong way. I'm going to try to not get your fingerprints on that bottom side. Not very straight. Hopefully it doesn't show through wonky. Oh yeah. definitely have some air pockets in there, don't I? Hmm. It's definitely in there good. Problem is, it's a lot of trapped air, which is the one reason I would like super glue, etc. Maybe even hot glue, because it would just automatically push out that air. So it's kind of blurring the whole logo. So my first suggestion, just based on experience with the consolizer plexis, is to try doing the laser etching at more power and go deeper. I mean, I can see the Dreamcast logo. There's like an outline and an inside line on each letter. I don't think that's necessary. It's too small to make that look good. Just make it solid. But if you could go deeper, and I was going to say flop the image like so. So when I look at it like this, I'm actually looking at the back side of it, and then I can go ahead and clean this and apply the double-sided tape to this side, and then I can lay it down, push on it, and then I can remove the backing, and then it'll be smooth on this side, so when you go to clean it, you're not pushing dust, dirt, etc. into the lasered grooves. That was something we did on the consolizer plexi, and it worked out beautifully. Matter of fact, I don't know if you remember seeing this one, but if you could see just how deep that goes, it's really down there. Maybe not quite halfway through the plexi, but it's really down there. But on the smoke, it helped to be able to see the logo through the smoked plexi. That might help here too, but you know, it's flipped, so that way this is the actual top, and this is the part that you clean, so you're not getting stuff down into the text. So that was another thing. There's always dust in them. So yeah, the problem now that I'm seeing is if it's flipped and lasered onto the bottom, is it just going to make this trapped air thing worse with the double-sided tape? I don't know. Kind of makes me want to try to put one on with super glue or something. The other problem is we had a big old divot in there. So I almost need to completely fill that hole. if this is a huge mistake, then it's my mistake on my shell. That is precisely what I was going for, but I definitely used too much. And honestly, dabbing off super glue is risky. Yeah, it's getting everywhere now. There's a chance it'll dry nice and flat. Won't notice it too much. No, it's already like getting air back underneath of it. Yeah, I can definitely say you're not going to want to sit here and babysit that situation. Huh. See if I had tried super glue first, or hot glue first. Easy, easy cleanup. Super glue, not so much. But if you could get that just perfect, damn, I really, really ruined that one. Yeah, it's totally fucked. But that was the kind of test I wanted to get done. Problem is it spilled out over onto the actual surface out here. This will either have to be mine or I'll have to sell it to someone that don't care. I actually want to give that a chance to dry, and I might actually truly try hot glue. Might be a similar situation that well, actually if hot glue spills out, you can just cut it off. I don't know, I'm not in love with the double-sided tape. It didn't the trapped air just looks bad. But I proved that the super glue, even though it was a little bit difficult to keep it from going in, getting air back in on the sides, and very difficult from it splooging out and causing a mess, that the theory is sound that maybe just good old hot glue is what I'm after. So I'm going to get that dry and then we'll try hot glue maybe. Alright, this is the next day. The super glue has dried, so I'm going to try the hot glue, and it's just now dawning on me I should have tried this on an original Dreamcast shell before all this. As you can definitely tell, it's screwed it up a little bit. So I don't even have a hot glue gun here because I just use an old soldering iron tip. Let's see, clear off a new one here. going to start with a fresh one. So yeah, one bad thing about using the soldering iron is I've got trapped air. There's bubbles in there. But also I didn't use enough, and it's definitely sticking it up. Well, that could be the super glue too. I didn't think about that. Definitely got a good hold on it. That's just rubbing alcohol. Rubbing alcohol will release the hot glue. Oh crap. Oh yeah, we've seen this before too. Destroyed. Wow. So this is the this is another thing we found on the GB Consoleizer Plexi, was certain acrylic hates rubbing alcohol. It just murders it. What do I got going on here? Is that the super glue? Or is it the lid? I don't think it's the lid. Apparently I had so much super glue in there. A nice thick layer that's now showing trapped air under it. Maybe the rubbing alcohol got to it too. I think rubbing alcohol affected super glue. This makes me want to convert it to one of the was it cast pewter or whatever the other jewel was. So I'm not going to say the hot glue is a fail, but if I can't release it with rubbing alcohol, and that was just a small amount of hot glue. I guess I should have started with a much bigger piece, because you know, my idea was that if it does gush out the sides, then I can just easily cut it off. That's what's making me think this one's just going to get a metal one. If I do sell it to somebody, they're just going to live with that. But you know, this is all stuff that I want to do here. You know, before other people say, "Oh, you know, I screwed up everything." You know, I tried super glue and it messed up, and then I tried hot glue and to release it with rubbing alcohol and it killed the jewel. You know. That's all stuff you don't really want to have to, find out on your own. So far I don't really have a, I guess I could go ahead and sacrifice one more and just use a ton of hot glue. Let it gush out. That way we're mostly not trapping any air. And since I know it's not going to look right, it's not going to look right on this one. So maybe I will try to find just an old Dreamcast top. Alright, this is one of the more yellow ones that I own. And let's try. I'll try the hot glue thing. Soldering iron. Oh my god, there is no way that is not excessive amount. Even that's got to be way too much. But the idea is too much won't really matter. Yeah, the other thing I always see with this is the temperature of my soldering iron tip obviously is way too hot. So you get some burned. Find my gun, because all of that burnt crap is just going to show right through. Next problem. It's drying. I shouldn't say drying, it's solidifying before it gets to the edge. So the edges are sticking out. Hot air might fix that. And of course you can see, definitely, and the plexi is thin enough that even my finger's right in the middle, even the edge up here is bowed out. So yeah. Still not a perfect solution. Man, cleanup is so much better. Hot glue. Practically scrape it off with your fingernail. Alright, there was my idea, was just to let it gush out to the sides and then cut it off. Clean up the mess. Man, that would be pretty ideal. This problem is something I hadn't considered. Again, glad I tried it before I said, told anybody, oh yeah, this is how you do it. So, unfortunately, I call that a fail. Maybe I just really do need to use a gun, spread out, put a line here and a circle up there. I'm just worried about trapped air. And of quality of the plexi, being that it gets destroyed with rubbing alcohol. That really sucks. So, I don't know. I guess for now, stick with the double-sided tape until we figure out something better. And once I figure out something better, I'll do a video about it. Let me know if you have some ideas. Maybe just a thicker double-sided clear tape? Something that gives more? I don't know. I don't know how you'd get rid of trapped air. That's the big problem. Especially since there's a freaking divot. Even on the new cases, there's a divot right there. I don't know. That one's a little bit beyond me. But I can tell you, if we simply went for plexi that was translucent or solid color, and the laser etching still showed on it really well, then having the tape, super glue, whatever on the back would be totally fine. I mean, you could definitely hold this down with just a few little dabs of super glue. It didn't have to be that giant mess that I did. Just because I'm that curious, maybe a bit of a sadist. I'm going to try one more with 3 little drops of super glue. Now, the question is, well, the question is, what's it going to look like when it's dried? Obviously, that did not trap air. It almost looks like if I had 4 dots across the bottom, maybe 3, and then 2 more here, it may have actually filled it in. But I'm just thinking, it might even look different on a translucent shell. I'm just curious what that's going to look like. Oh, you know what? He also said he thought the super glue was fogging the plexi. And I'm already seeing it right here. Oh, no, it's just lifting. Okay, so let me find something heavy to put on that, I guess, for now. And then we'll see what it looks like after it's dried. Alright, so it's had time to dry. I actually ended up putting a few PCBs on the edges, and then a bowl, and then a big cup of water for weight down there. I don't see any fogging, but you can definitely tell where the droplets of super glue were. It'd be really hard to get that on camera. And unfortunately, it just doesn't look that good on an original shell. I just don't know if clear is going to be the way to go here. Unfortunately. That's just laying there. I took a picture of that for the main picture on the sale page. Went ahead and put them up for sale. So I'm not sure what would translate over here. Would you see the super glue spots too much? Would it, I don't know, would it look any better or worse than if you just use the double-sided tape? That's the super glue. Yeah, double-sided tape didn't look that bad, you know? And now it's one to show just right there where I'm pushing. See the difference? So, I don't know. Still not sure what direction to take this. The thing is, if we make it, you know, like the colored plexi, then you still have to laser the logo and design on the top side.
So that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, more videos will be coming soon. Like I said, I'm strapped for time, so I probably won't polish them a lot. It's just going to be more of just editing down for time and just getting them out there. Doing all the fancy stuff it just takes too much time. And honestly, I've forgotten how to do a lot of stuff. Just like live streaming. I'd like to get back to doing live streaming, but I forget how to do most of it. Like an OBS. And I had all that stuff set up and it was going okay, but I think I wanted to upgrade the computer in here. I think that's where I left off because I just kept having problems with the computer keeping up. And I think my connection and all that was fine. I don't know. But I caught Voltar's stream a little bit. See, today's Friday, so it would have been Thursday afternoon, evening. I caught a little bit of it, and apparently he's been messing around with streaming stuff too, so I might get a hold of him and see if he can help get me up to speed at some point. So, yeah, more videos, lots going on. I mean, I've got so many irons in the fire, it's ridiculous. The cases thing is just a small portion of what I got going on. This was just something that kind of fell in my lap, and I was like, hell yeah, I would totally do this because, these pair nice with a lot of, some of the kits that are coming out. Like DC Digital just came out, what, a year and a half, 2 years ago? Perfect to pair with that. And that's another question that I have put to the maker, and it's a no-go. We cannot change the mold enough to have the HDMI hole pre-molded. That would be so sweet if we could do that, but he already shut it down and said no way. Which I get it, maybe he doesn't even own the mold. I don't know. And maybe just making that change is really too difficult because what I know about molds is like they are molded so the whole case comes out of the mold vertically, and any holes on the sides, there's a piece that actually actuates in and out. So all that stuff's got to be designed into it ahead of time, unfortunately. I really need to ask about that rear panel. I really don't think that's been in any of the pictures either. So yeah, lots going on. Stay tuned. See you later.